Hello my friends, this is a quick follow-up video. This was something I found in a different GameStop while I was searching for Trip, and when I couldn't find Trip, I ended up buying it as kind of a bit of a sunk cost fallacy, because I'm already here. I went out of my way to come to a GameStop I don't normally come to. I have $5 in rewards to use right now, may as well. So it is the Super Stars Diorama, which basically means it comes with the Marvelous Queen. Normally, I'd be really happy to get a new iconic vehicle in the franchise, especially Fang the Sniper's hover bike, which is very important to his identity. Except, they released it this way in a $20 diorama pack, which contains, the 50 billionth re-release of Classic Sonic, an item box with the Super Speed shoes, which we already have, another re-release of the 2.5-inch Fang, and the only other technically new item being a signpost marker with a two-sided sticker. It has a Dr. Eggman on one side and Sonic on the other, which, from what I understand, is something that the signpost markers haven't done in the past. And quite frankly, that kind of sucks. Really, if this was the 2.5-inch Trip figure, I would be happy. If this was just a pack that had, Fang with his Marvelous Queen and nothing else, and they sold that for, 15 bucks, I would also be happy there. Or maybe, actually, since these things only retail for 5, maybe if it sold for 10 or 12. But, yeah, selling it like this, it's just, padding. They're putting extra stuff in there to justify charging more when literally there should not be a single person out there who doesn't already have a Classic Sonic and is interested in collecting this set. And the fact that we have the 2.5-inch Fang here just makes me feel foolish for having bought the 2.5-inch Fang in the first place. And this is kind of why I held off doing the review until after I got the Trip figure, because I know I'm throwing a whole bunch of salt out right now. Imagine how salty I would be if I didn't have the Trip figure. Alright, so let's get the things out of the box so that we can actually talk about them as their merits for being actual toys. Okay, so here's the contents of the box. First of all, Classic Sonic. It is Classic Sonic. It's the one with the very generic expression, he's not particularly angry, he's not determined, just a good old-fashioned smiley Sonic face. Other than that, I guarantee you already know what that figure is like. And then, item, shoebox. Doesn't even have that hologram thing, it's just a sticker. Alright. Fang. Okay, let's see, this was the single box Fang that I got separately, and this is the new one. There, you can see, on my figure, I actually use an actual mechanical pencil to trace his tooth out so it's slightly more visible on the muzzle. This one, it's still, barely visible unless the light catches it right. So, and his legs actually appear to, be a little bit closer together. I can't tell if that's a running change in the mold or if it's just the way that the box is making the figure shaped. And, yeah, everything else is pretty much identical. So, yep, an identical re-release. But we're going to keep him close by because we need him to ride the Queen. Sign, Sonic doing the victory pose on one side, Dr. Eggman on the other side. It spins. It can kind of be a little bit hard to get it to stand because its base is relatively small, but it has a peg hole on the bottom which is meant to go on the diorama sets. Oh, that's another thing. What if they actually made a diorama set for one of the Superstars levels? Huh? I mean, why include the Marvelous Queen in that? I'm just trying to come up with any idea to make this set feel less redundant. Alright, now the real reason why anyone actually bought this set. The Marvelous Queen itself. It is on a flight stand, which you can, of course, remove. And, yep, that's the Marvelous Queen. Honestly, it's really good. they have these little tiny vents tampographed, so it's a tiny detail they didn't miss. You got this white painted light bar in the front, a nice translucent windshield, a sticker detail for the cockpit, little handlebars. Yeah, little handlebars inside. That is a detail I never expected them to do. The seats, there's a groove in the back that Fang's tail can go into. The turbine thrusters, like everything, like, you know, that's really nicely detailed for this small size. Like, that's cool. I approve of that. So yeah, like the one thing here that they needed to get right, they totally got right. So now let's see if, let's see how you get this on here. Okay, like insert his tail, splay his legs out a bit so that they go into these grooves for his shoes. Am I doing this right? Is there a picture of him sitting on it in the box? Okay, so that's the picture of him sitting on it on the box. So, like, you... There we go. Push him all the way down so he's actually seated. And there we go. Yeah, his hands don't exactly reach those handlebars in there, but you do get the... Hey, you know when I was reviewing the Trip figure and I said it was really good that she had a ball-jointed neck? I really feel like Fang would have benefited from having a ball-jointed neck because then he could look more towards his own steering wheel. Okay, so he's more grabbing his own foot than he is anything resembling a control panel on this thing. But if I tuck and squeeze, then you can actually kind of get his hands into the... There. You can kind of get a decent approximation of his hands, at least in the general vicinity of the handlebars. Yeah, I mean, an ankle swivel probably would have been helpful here, or maybe making the Marvelous Queen a little bit bigger. But yes, you do have Fang sitting on his vehicle. Yep. And the Marvelous Queen really is one of the iconic Sonic vehicles. It's up there with Eggman's hovercraft. It's there with the Tornado, the Extreme Gears that the Babylon Rogues drive around on. Yeah, like, it is an iconic vehicle of Sonic the Hedgehog lore, so it's good to actually have it. And he looks good on it. Yep. He is convincingly riding it, mostly thanks to the fact that his tail slots in so neatly back there. So, yes, the Marvelous Queen is a nice little accessory for your 2.5-inch Fang figure to have, but, like I said, everything else about this set is so redundant. Like, there's literally nothing new here except for this bike and a sticker. A literal sticker. So, yeah, I really don't feel like this set is worth it unless you somehow manage to miss getting the regular 2.5-inch Fang. But, like, it took so long for this set to come out. I doubt that there's anyone interested in collecting it that doesn't have it yet. Like, I don't know. I like, this is a good accessory, but I can't really give a good review to the set itself. Like, it's a bad repackaging. I mean, this is the epitome of a multi-pack hostage. Like, you want one new thing from a set, but you gotta buy a whole bunch of other stuff you already own. It is the worst instance of a multi-pack hostage that I've seen from this entire Jakks Pacific toy line so far. So, that's what I gotta say. Thank you all for watching this video. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.